Just getting the comments set up on my phone. Okay, hello. It is Wednesday. I am happy to be here with you today. We are between most of the Christmas, Hanukkah, December holidays. Hello, hello. It's good to see everybody. I'm just checking comments on my phone. Hi. And I am excited. We are 1 week from the start of the Feather Along, which you can look in the description and you'll find a link to more information about the Feather Along. It is going to be live here in Debbie Brown's Machine Quilting Studio and live on Facebook. I'm sorry, live on YouTube. You can send me, I'm having trouble figuring out how to monitor YouTube questions and Facebook questions at the same time, but I'm working on it. Will there be Color Blocks 2023, Teresa? Yes, go to DebbieBrownQuilts.com. Color Blocks have gone wild, and they will be all animals in 2023. The first animals will be cats, but there will be a lot of other animals as well, in case you're not a cat person. So you can go sign up. The class is there on DebbieBrownQuilts.com. I am still a bit under the weather. I had the flu 3 weeks ago, and I've been dealing with it ever since, but it triggered massive asthma attacks. So I'm on a lot of medications now, and my husband's adorable. Last night he went to get me a bunch of new medications. And so he came home with armloads of drugs, but he came home also with potato chips, chocolate covered caramel, and gummy bears. So he must have thought I was dying. It's going to be a while before I get my wind back. But fortunately, I'm not a distance runner anymore. I like to sit and quilt. So if I have enough wind, hopefully I'll have enough wind soon to be able to sit and quilt and do more work. But you'll hear me huffy and puffy. My lungs aren't working very well right now. Minor problem. I've had this underlying asthma problem for 30 years. It just tripped up. Yes, I am definitely somewhat on the mend, even though I'm on a lot of steroids, so I'm going to catch on fire soon, basically. Anyway, what I wanted to talk to you about was the feathers. So, excuse me. If you've already taken my feather class, pick up where you left off if you didn't finish it. Or if you bought the feather class and never started it, join in with us. If you're not sure you want to purchase the feather class, join in with us and see what you get from the live question and answers. But trust me, there's more that will be in the feather class, and that's something you can watch again and again with the patterns. Like the first lesson in the feather class is how to make the shape of the feather, so you can bring those questions with you next week. And in the class, I give a pattern using a jelly roll of a quilt to make that you can practice all of your feathers on. If you've already made that quilt, or if you don't want to make that quilt, consider making the quilt that's behind me on the wall. This is just an old sample of a la mode, just made from really neutral fabrics so that the quilting's going to show on it. I personally like more vibrant colors. It's really tone on tone, so the quilting will show up. I am going to be videoing quilting feathers on this and showing that in our live sessions. So that's why I have this new streaming software that I'm working my way through and trying to learn, so that I can show you videos in these live sessions. So this quilt is called a la mode, and it's made with a cutie pack, which is 16 fat eighths, and I think 1 3/4 or 2 yards of background fabric, and it's a 48-inch quilt. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to quilt feathers on it in the live video. Now, the live videos will be archived in this group and on YouTube. So if you can't make it live, or if you want to go back and refer to it, you can. It's not going to be once and disappear. And if I say something really profound in there, or something excellent comes up, I'm just going to add it into the class as well. So the class will continue to grow. If you've already purchased the class, you'll just get more content for free. It'll be included, because I have the ability to do that. So that's what we're going to be doing on the first lesson. And then the second lesson and third lesson, I have other supplemental information to give you and to answer your questions. I use Teachable as a platform because they deal with the international taxes, and I have students in many different countries, and it's just me. If you order something from me, I ship it. If you have a question, I answer it. It's just me. What I don't want to do is handle taxes in every country. So I have to put everything through a platform that handles international taxes. And with that, the tax information in some countries changes based on whether you can ask questions in the class, if it's interactive. So that's what I'm doing here, is to be interactive without changing the tax structure of the class. Anyway, that's just a reason why I'm doing this, because you can't ask questions in the class, but you can always ask questions in my Facebook group, or you can message me. And then I'm going to be giving these live back and forth once a week. So how are you doing? Have you had any time to quilt over the holidays? And between the holidays, I'm well past the holidays. I think we finished celebrating Christmas December 17th. So and then I was sick. I've been sick since the beginning of December. So I'm well past the holidays. My head is in the new year, but my body isn't quite yet. Last night, I did start working on the color blocks quilt. We have black cats and tabby cats and tuxedo cats and tortoise cats. So those will be in there, but you can make your cats any color you want. If they're pink and purple, that's great too. There will be 16 cats, and I hope to have an image included in the newsletter that I send out as soon as I'm able to. So thank you for your patience. I keep saying no one expects the flu. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. This is 3.5 weeks, and didn't expect to spend my entire December doing this, and alas, that's what I did. But I hope you are well and healthy, getting some quilting done, and looking forward to feathering in the new year. I plan to go a straight 10 weeks with the 10-week feather class. Having said that, if I get called to take care of my mom, or if I'm too sick to participate, I might have to move it and extend it to week 11, week 12. Then we'll play that as it goes, and I'm sure you'll all understand. But again, they're archived, so you can come back to them. Janet, you've not had a minute to quilt since the middle of November, so it's going to be a fun time. Janet, you're working on the WIPGO series. Work in Progress Bingo is what that stands for those who don't understand. If you go on Facebook to What's Under Your Needle, my friend Gina has a UFO challenge, and she's already put out the numbers of what quilts to get done in January. I think it was like 18 and 25 or something, but you can look in her group, sign up, get the information. It's all free, and that will hopefully give us some more quilts to finish. And the way I look at finishing quilts is when you finish a quilt, you get more scraps to go into your next color block quilt. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to getting back into quilting. 18 and 15. Thank you, Janet. I was going by memory, but I've coughed most of my brain cells out as I've been treating my lungs. So this yesterday's Facebook Live ended up being very short because we had a troll in the group leaving inappropriate comments, which I think I've deleted all of them. But I had to shut it down. It wasn't going to be long to start with because I'm having trouble talking and breathing at the same time, which is happening again today, but hopefully next week will be better. And with doing the streaming software, I can pre-film part of it, and it can take some of the effort off of my lungs in live time until they heal up again. If any of you have asthma, you understand how this goes. It's been really calm for a long time. It's just my turn. So I will be quilting this. I will be getting out January's information about January's quilt along for the color block. So you can sign up for that to make sure you get it. And as soon as it's done, it'll be put in there. But it's going to be cats, and I can't wait to share it with you. Teresa, you designed, pieced, and quilted 5 queen size and 1 t-shirt throw. Pieced quilts, pieced 3 of them, and only need to piece and quilt them all before January 12th. So you're saying you might start late with us, is what I'm hearing. You might not start right away. Your quilt top is all ready, Becky. How exciting. Yay. Whatever quilt top you did, is going to be wonderful. Whether it's anything that's going to be give you pieces to practice your quilts on, to practice your feathers on. Yeah, to Teresa, you've got a little deadline going. I'm very fortunate that I am officially a kept woman. That and having inconsistent health. I'm a kept woman. I don't need to work. So if I don't feel well, I can take off, and there's no stress in my life for that. And I thank you for understanding that. So I haven't done much the last couple of weeks, just trying to get my lungs working. But for other people, I understand you have competing priorities. Like, there's not a lot of people making demands on my time. My kids don't live nearby. My husband's really self-sufficient, and I can work or not work as I choose. So I'm pretty laid back here. But I understand not everybody's life has that. We have competing demands. Oh, Becky, you're looking forward to the cat blocks. Me too. Me too. I started piecing them last night, and just to make everyone started piecing the quilt. I pulled out the blocks. So I started piecing the cat quilt while listening to a dog book. So this is about FBI rescue dogs. So I thought that was only fair. I don't have any animals, and I am pro all animals. This doesn't need to have any animals living in the house with me. But I do love whenever I get to go play with my friends' animals. And I have been known to stop my car on the road and get out of my car and then roll around with my neighbor's dogs when he takes them out for a walk. Because I live in the middle of nowhere, and I can park in the middle of the road and no one will bother me. So very pro animal, all of them. And that's why this will be a fun year to see what different animals we come up with for color blocks using that 16 patch. And there will be quilting to go along with it as well. Does anybody, let's see, what I'm going to try to do, if I get the pattern written, I'm going to try to get the pattern out for color blocks in time for the Australians to stitch on New Year's Eve if they choose to. That's my goal. But again, my lungs get to win. Because I know a lot of people, I keep hearing about these New Year's Eve plans people have. And I'm like, what is this plans? I don't put on shoes when it's dark and leave the house. That's crazy. And it's dark by 5 o'clock. So that leaves New Year's way out. I'm not dressing up and going out. I will stay home and quilt. The only thing we're doing is planning a few snack foods for movie watching. That's it. But many years I have stitched directly through the New Year clock. I am writing this down, moose block. Now, some of the blocks that I have designed have don't run away applique in them. Now mine, don't run away. There is Craftex, I believe it's called. It's a fabric that's a paper that's a fabric, and it doesn't need to be turned under. You just cut it, slap it on, and stitch around the edge, and it's not going to fray or anything. I've done that on some quilts for my grandchildren with color blocks as a practice for this, and they do work. So there may be little applique pieces here and there, but they're not hand applique, nothing fancy, nothing hard, just smack it on and stitch it down, and I will show you how to do that. So some of them will have that to make the animals, but I do have a pile of color blocks that's over a foot high. So I have a lot of blocks that I need to put into quilts. I think I need a lot of green animals because I probably have a good 4 or 5 inches of just green blocks at this point in my life. It's the way it goes. And I have a pile of boxes over here full of my 2.5-inch squares, and they're bigger than shoe boxes. They're like boot box size boxes. And I have them stacked almost 3 feet off the floor, full of 2.5-inch squares. So let's just say 2023 might not be the last year for color blocks either. There may be, I have more ideas to keep coming. Who knew the 16 patch could live forever? So we'll see what's going on with that. Turtles in green. It's on the list, Elizabeth. We've got it. You can do green kitties if you want. You can do anything. I can't wait to see what you do because you are all so creative. I did decide to do somewhat realistic colors between the tortie, the tabby, the calico, and the black cats. But I have the one I designed was all pink just because I favor pink. So I'm going to continue working on color blocks and cutie quilts and feathers into the new year. That's my thrust for 2023. Keep in touch with me. Let me know how it's going. If you have requests, anything that would help. I have some fun cat stuff for the rest of January. I have stuff going for the As the Bobbin Turns as well. I have new logo for that. And again, I took a week or so off, just because my lungs shut down. So there'll be new content in there as well. Happy quilting this week, or happy family this week, or happy holiday, or recovering time, or just sitting and drinking a cup of tea, whatever works for you. Take good care of yourselves. I think they've always said, take care of yourself, or your body will make you take care of yourself. And I'm at the point my body's making me take care of myself. So take good care of yourself while you're taking good care of everyone else, because I know you do that. Happy quilting. You'll get a newsletter sometime by New Year. Happy New Year to everyone. Hopefully this year brought you some things you can look back on and say, that was good. There were some good parts to it. And hopefully next year we can look forward to some things that are the good parts as well. To help with that, I went through my bullet journal, because I do my bullet journal, and I put my calendar together for next year, and I color coded anything that was fun. And I need to have more pink. So pink on my calendar, anything colored in is pink is fun. Green is work, and yellow is doctor appointments. So I have something fun in January, something fun in March, and not much more. So my goal is to get more pink on my calendar. Take care of yourselves and whatever brings you joy, whatever sounds fun to you. And maybe quilting will be it for you. I will be back with a newsletter. I will be right near my computer. I'm not going anywhere. And I will be back Tuesday in Debbie Brown Quilts Facebook group. And I will be back live next Wednesday night at 7 o'clock New York time in YouTube and in Debbie Brown's Machine Quilting Studio Facebook group. The happiest of the ending of 2022 and beginning of 2023 to you all. Thank you.